Well, you know what my grandfather told me? You don't get as far as the motherfuckers you talk to for no reason. You'll be successful as the motherfuckers that you talk to for no reason. What I mean is, if you spending your day talking to a nigga that ain't got nothing going on, what the fuck kind of information can he offer you? Can he help you learn something? Can he teach you something in the conversation?
Without knowing who you are, an individual could look and just judge you and say, I don't like that. He had that diamond goat on his neck. Why'd he put that there? You got to be a certain kind of person because he liked diamonds, right? And then they could just assume that anything they would like to register negative, they can just register it negative. Some people, like let's say the person's across the street, they look at you, they don't like you from across the street. Some people feel the need to go across the street to say, why, I'm a good person. I don't give a fuck. I genuinely don't give a fuck about how those people feel about me across the street because they don't care about me. Is it okay for me not to care about people that don't care about me?
As I grow older, the one thing that becomes clearer to me each and every day is that I don't owe anyone a thing, and neither do you. I've seen a lot of people pollute their potential after sipping from the well of entitlement. This is certainly true of many of the people I've been associated with over the years, even my own son. What they need to understand is that you should never feel like the world owes you anything. It doesn't. There's no version of hustling harder or smarter that involves relying on the assumption that someone is going to do anything for you. You must accept that it's all on you. That might seem like a very cynical way to view the world, but I would argue that it's actually liberating. You can only feel betrayal when you feel like you're owed something from someone. You can only feel resentment when you had expectations for assistance. When you accept that it's all on you, only then can you finally be free to focus 100% on being the best version of yourself. Being persistent, right? I think the only thing that separates people is passion. Having the ability to focus on something, or to work on it, will allow you to work hard enough to be good enough at it. That's the Kobe Bryant, right? And he outworked those people. A lot of people in the league perform according to their paycheck. So they're like, I ain't getting that money, let them do it.
Kobe was there every day.
Yeah. And that's what separates him and makes him special to us in a different way, even after he's gone, right? So just thinking of that, that's one thing when you can actually commit to yourself and what you want for your life and you work that hard at it.
The perspective of a person that's in a staff meeting, this is watching someone else raise their hand to answer a question that they know the answer to. And that means that person deserves to be ahead of you in life because your fear of being wrong at that point is not allowing you to create your value in the workspace. And when you're willing to go as far as further than the other guy, you always prevail. You always end up on top. It's like the kid in the schoolyard that doesn't want to fight always leaves with a black eye because as soon as the other kid identifies he doesn't want to fight, he hits him.
Well, see, ambition is not a learned behavior. It's a part of a person's character. So if a person is really ambitious, like that's what I meant when I said I'm going to get rich or die trying. But because of people's perception of me and the information that they were given, that small piece of information that I'd been shot 9 times, they thought I meant it literally. But a person that you see as a business person and is extremely determined to make things happen, say they're going to get rich or die trying, you say, whoa, they're serious. They're going to really do it. You see what I mean? And I don't see a limit. Like, I don't see a limit for how far I can actually go. Greed, something you might be able to point at someone who wants, that doesn't actually want to work for it.
You know, I didn't have a plan B. I said it absolutely has to work. You know, so I stayed focused and I made it happen. I thought I was ready in '97, and I didn't have a major record company marketing to promote my project until 2003. You know, so for that time period, I had to run on my own energy. You know, I had to convince myself that I'm gonna make it. You know, regardless of how people felt, there's gonna be points that people are gonna mistake my confidence for arrogance. Because they don't understand the process I went through and how much I had to believe in myself in order to make these things happen. I feel like you can will yourself into a good space. Things that are meant to happen will. And if you believe in yourself enough, you can help yourself learn. You can inspire yourself in different ways where you can actually discipline yourself, to the point that you can become good enough. Like from '97, like when I started writing, it was full time. Like every day I was writing music because I had no choice. If I was gonna stop hustling, then how was I gonna provide or continue the lifestyle that I created for my son's mom, my son, and myself?
And it was a time that I actually didn't have anything, because the things that I acquired when I was hustling, it kind of went away. I had to get rid of it in order to have enough to stay afloat. Things don't happen when you want them to happen all the time. It happens when it's supposed to happen. When God has a plan for you to actually be successful, it'll happen for you. So you got to be persistent, consistent, and work and work and work until it actually works. I don't mind losing. I just like to lose at my expense. Let it be my fault. If I'm losing based on someone else's decision to do it, I'm furious about it. Because I'm like, I could have learned it and made better judgment myself than to just allow that to happen. I got instincts. A lot of people will gauge your level of intelligence by you having an associate's, bachelor's, or a master's degree. But a lot of those people retain information long enough to pass midterms and never use it.
No matter how much you feel like you're prepared for something, it never happens on your time, like when you think you're ready, like it's supposed to happen. It always happens when it's supposed to happen. Because the period that you feel ready and people are not acknowledging the material the way you feel like they should because it's good, is the time that you actually develop skin thick enough to survive when it does work.
You don't pray for envy, you don't pray for jealousy. But common sense says when you get it, if you do receive enough success, you're gonna receive those other energies, they're gonna come. It's gonna move people that are close in your circle from around you because they're gonna start to feel that entitlement because they're so close to you. Saying, even if you bought them a car, they say, but you could have bought me a house, man. Look how much money you made. Even if you bought me a house, you bought me a small house, man. You paid 1.2 for this shit. You could have bought me one for this much. You know, and it's never enough if there's that entitlement there. And some people's entitlements can't be met because they feel like they actually created you. If they were around you prior to the success, they look at it like, he wouldn't even be that if this didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, it never translates to the person that's actually working for everything that you see happen.
When you see you go up, they'd like to see you come down. It's the artist community that does this. It's your fellow artists that does this to you. Because they look and they go, if you go up and you stay up, then I'm gonna have my shot. This is why they go, oh no, the first album's fire. You don't notice everybody's first album is fire? Why do they say that? They say that to every artist. They'll go Illmatic, they'll go Reasonable Doubt, they'll go Get Rich or Die Trying. All these albums, the first album. They'll pick that one and say that one was a classic. No matter what they do afterwards, they won't compare that material to that album. I'm enjoying it because look, I try not to let things that affect me that I can't change. You know, you can't change publicly how people perceive you. At points you see the harshest things ever, and it really bothers you that the person just said that, no matter who you are. I lost money, you don't see my losses. Like, it happens, you know, periodically go, because look, I don't usually see people excited leaving the tables in Vegas if they didn't put chips on the table. You know, you make investments in different things. Sometimes they win, sometimes they don't. More losses than wins, but when you do win, you win so big, it makes up for everything.